Hello, and welcome to the Fern Chronicles podcast, episode number 2. That's right, we're doing it. Again, this is going to be a very regular thing. I'm uploading to YouTube and to Apple Podcasts, so you can find me in both of those locations. Hope to become part of your daily life. Just to jump right into it, today I wanted to talk about sort of what you might be doing to really push yourself in the direction that you want to go. It's something that has been sort of a struggle for me. Lately I've been, waking up, doing the same 9 to 5 job, working from home, getting, to be fair, very little satisfaction from my current job. I really wanted to think of a way that I could, not only better myself and get to a position where maybe I would feel a little bit more satisfied with what I was doing, but on top of that also, be in a spot where I could also directly help others that actually need help. Right now I'm basically working in a sales position for a big internet company. It's very, very stable, good benefits, good pay. It's something that, on the outside looks pretty solid, but, to be frank, I just wasn't getting very much satisfaction from it, in terms of, that internal dialogue. Yeah, okay, well, waking up for work, pour my coffee, go to bed. Wake up, pour my coffee, go to work, go to bed, repeat. And I just got stuck in that cycle where I just wasn't feeling very good, just in general. And that feeling sort of was taking over my whole life, honestly. So it affected my relationship with my wife, with my friends. I developed a little bit of apathy. In other words, I just didn't really feel in any way, to be honest. It was kind of just waking up and going through the motions, and I wasn't really getting any satisfaction. So for me, what I decided to do, and this is what has really benefited me, was going in and going into myself, really doing some deep diving and thinking what I wanted to do. And I sort of stumbled across this what I'm about to share with you. Just sort of thinking back to when I was in elementary school. Something that I always admired was medics. EMTs, and I just kind of went for it. I decided to go to night school while still working full time and everything, and took a few month-long class that effectively by the end of it you take your your certifications, and you have your exams and your physical tests where you have to basically react to certain situations. And by the end of it, I got state and nationally certified as an EMT, so I carried that license, but I hadn't really done anything with it. It's just something that I thought maybe would sort of inspire me. This was a couple of years now. And I figured, this is a time where everybody's transitioning. This is a point in everybody's life, basically across the world, where a lot is kind of open-ended. And I figured as everybody's making that transition, I thought I would make one too. And so I put out an application a while back to a local ambulance company as an EMT. And actually got a call back pretty much immediately. And this was right before, the pandemic and quarantine happened. And they wanted to hire me on, and I was incredibly happy about that. And I didn't expect it because it was, I'd never worked as an EMT. I'd had, customer service jobs and plenty of jobs, interacting with people, but nothing that was really in emergency medicine or paramedicine, emergency services, anything like that. So, I was pretty happy about that, but basically as I was preparing, I had submitted all my paperwork to be hired on, and, was basically on the payroll, and I was literally like, the weekend of going into the new work week for orientation, and then the pandemic happened. It was literally that exact time. So basically I went from, being in a job where I was super, appreciated, and everything should have been fine, and it was stable, and it is a good job. But what ended up happening is, like I mentioned, it just didn't have that drive or the motivation. So, I got on, with the EMT company, and right as I was about to start working, the pandemic hit, like I was saying. And what that means is, because it is a private company, all ambulance companies are private. They're not state funded or anything. It's a company, and that's just it. So, what that means is, they weren't able to actually take me on, and that was a real bummer. They actually started to have to lay off some of their current employees who had already been with the company, just because people were staying inside, and just business wasn't as good. So just to stay afloat, they had to effectively cancel all the onbringings. And just recently, I got a call back from that company, and they are wanting to hire me back on. So I just kind of wanted to share that. Had to do some trudging and sort of just biting on the bullet and just sticking it out at this current job, and then had to wait for the opportunity to come back, and it did. After what felt like an eternity, especially after having my EMT certification and license for a couple of years, it just really felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I felt very, very stagnant, and that's something that has been very, very helpful for me. Something that I appreciate now, effectively looking back. Had I just gone right in, right after certification, got the job and working there, I don't know if I would have appreciated it as much. I'm sure I would have loved it still, but now I have, the opportunity of being on the front lines, during a health crisis nonetheless, so people are scared, and I feel like I get to be, a bit of a calming voice and obviously, help people who are in absolute need. Nothing over the phone like I was doing where, oh, what would you like to buy today? Customer service stuff. That's helping people to a certain degree, but it's not helping quite to the level of emergency medicine. Not to say that that's not, a bad idea for anybody to go into sales and customer service and all that, but for me, I just really have this strong internal need to be needed. That's something that's sort of always been inside me, but I maybe hadn't realized it until recently. So yeah, I guess the moral of this, this mini podcast is, don't worry. If you're somewhere where you don't want to be, now is a great time to make strides to get to where you want to be. I'm talking online classes. If you're thinking, yeah, I'm stuck in this job, I just don't want it, do something about it. That's what I did. It took a while. It was hard work, lots of studying, but I made it in, and I'm now going to be working as an emergency medical technician in EMT. So it's exciting, and just wanted to use that quick story. I know it's nothing, nothing crazy. It's not the most inspiring story, and people have certainly overcome more, but I know it's something that I'm sure a lot of other people struggle with. That sense of apathy, that sense of being stagnant, not moving, just feel like you're kind of stuck in the mud, just going through the motions. Because that was me. I got a call literally last night, and it was a very good feeling. So I just kind of wanted to let you know that you can do the same thing. Just make it happen. You kind of have to will these things into what you want them to be. So if you're not happy with where you are, start doing research. What might make you happy? Do you want to help people? Do you want to make a huge social media surge and be a star and travel the world? Maybe you want to be in sales, but you're stuck doing something else. Something that's worth thinking about. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.